Hi, folks. This comes from BBC News, U.S. and Canada. Ferguson, Missouri Police Chief Tom Jackson quits. Is coming March 11, 2015. Mayor James Knowles, city of Ferguson, looks to become an example of how a community can move forward in the face of adversity. After a federal report alleges widespread racial bias in his department, the police chief in Ferguson, Missouri, has agreed to resign. Ferguson came under investigation after a white police officer killed an unarmed black teenager in August, sparking weeks of unrest. Several other Ferguson officials stepped down in wake of the report. U.S. authorities have vowed to reform the force, possibly dismantling it. One of the persons who at least allegedly said it was on the table, folks, was Eric Holder, the United States current uh, chairman of the DOJ, and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch newspaper has published what it said was Mr. Jackson's resignation letter. You can view that here, folks. It's coming from bbc.com/news/world-us-canada-318426. I know, folks, I know what I said I'd do. Let me just go ahead and make this vow better. Actually, you know what? You can actually see this here, so I don't think I need to do anything that says bbc.com/us-canada-371843626. So yeah, I can see that, you can see that. So hopefully that's good for you as well as it is for me. Um, there's a bunch of here, folks. Him giving press conference, him shaking people's hands. Ladies and gentlemen, the world as we know it is coming to an end. I think as we get closer to the realization that the police are based on quota systems, there's going to be a lot more of these incidents where it's an unfortunate situation that law enforcement officials, and especially the higher ups, resign, but it's going to become an almost automatic duty for them to resign post. Because what the police originally were intended to do is now become a revenue generator, and the murderers, the rapists, and all the people, they get convicted, they get thrown in jail, all this stuff. But really it becomes a game to see who can generate the revenues in the schools, and who can do this, and who can find these people, and who can name that person as this and that person as that. And I have buddies who are in law enforcement, and they pretty much said that's exactly what it is. I mean, you got somebody who's autistic, causing problems, who dresses, weird or some shit like that. You go up to him, you say some shit, you get him to say something, and you move them off, whether or not they're ever charged with anything. You just move them off and just be done with it. And life is practically coming down to that point, folks, where it's just do everything you can while you're here, and then when you're not, it is what it is. And make up the difference, they'll give you money when you get out and shit, and that's supposed to make up the time. I don't know, folks. You only have a certain amount of time you're with people. Um, we all have lost loved ones and stuff we want back. I don't know, folks.